Alright lads, we could be looking at the biggest shakeup in boxing history. A move that felt inevitable has finally arrived. Turki Alalshik has officially teamed up with Dana White to launch a brand new boxing league. It doesn't have a name, yet, but make no mistake, this thing is real and it's going to change everything. Alongside them, WWE President Nick Khan. That's some serious firepower. And with those three at the helm, it's safe to say we're not just talking about another boxing promotion, we're talking about the potential future of the entire sport. Now naturally, this raises a ton of questions. Are we heading toward a single unified world title? What happens to the current promoters? Are they getting pushed out? Who's going to broadcast it? Will fighters now get UFC-style contracts and pay structures? There's a lot to unpack, so today I'm going to break down everything we know so far and try to make sense of where the sport might be heading. Real quick, if you're new here, my name's Clear, and this is Knock On, where we cover everything you need to know in the boxing world. If you live and breathe this sport, hit that subscribe button and let's keep it rolling. Now, if you've been following this channel for a while, this move won't come as a shock. Nearly a year ago, I started piecing the puzzle together. UFC started running boxing events through Fight Pass. Dana White, who has always had a soft spot for boxing, was suddenly rubbing shoulders with Saudi royalty. Meanwhile, Top Rank's deal with ESPN was running out, and there were whispers that it might not get renewed. For anyone paying attention, the writing was on the wall. And here we are. For years now, the UFC's Fight Pass platform has quietly hosted boxing cards. Dana has been getting more and more involved behind the scenes, and now, with Saudi money backing the launch, the talent pool ready, and the infrastructure in place, it's game on. Dana's dream of launching a boxing league is finally becoming reality. From a business standpoint, it makes perfect sense. Boxing, as we all know, has been ripe for disruption. You've got fractured promoters, politics over matchups, too many, belts and sanctioning fees through the roof. Fans have had enough. In contrast, a centralized league with unified belts, clear rankings, and consistent matchmaking is a far cleaner product. It's worked for the UFC, it's worked for one championship, and now the same formula is being applied to boxing. Now, let's talk about Turki Alalshik. When he first came onto the scene, people were skeptical, but he did what no one else could. He got the promoters to play nice. Why? Because he came with the money. Promoters who wouldn't sit in the same room before were suddenly on the same cards. Fighters who were ducking each other for years were now making ring walks on the same night. All of this was powered by the simple truth: everyone was getting paid. But now, Turki's stepping into a more direct role. He's not just organizing fights, he's creating the league. And instead of relying on the traditional promoter model, he's bringing in proven operators. People like Dana White, who built the UFC into a global empire, and Nick Khan, who helped transform the WWE into a commercial juggernaut. That's a massive shift in power. So what happens to the existing promoters? Honestly, I think we're witnessing the beginning of the end for most of them. Their roles might be downgraded to glorified managers, or they may just get phased out entirely. If they can't deliver title fights on their own cards, their leverage disappears. The sport is consolidating, and this new league looks ready to take the steering wheel. And what about the belts? By all indications, there will be just one belt per division under the new league. Whether that's the Ring Magazine title or a completely new belt remains to be seen, but my guess is they'll go with the Ring. It's historic, it's respected, and it avoids starting from zero. Yes, purists will cry about the loss of history. But let's be honest, the belt system we have now is broken. Multiple titles per division, shady rankings, sanctioning fees, it's a mess. These sanctioning bodies have been milking the sport for decades, and it's finally catching up to them. To illustrate just how bloated things have gotten, let me tell you something. I was in Tokyo during the Fulton vs Inoue fight, staying in the same hotel as several sanctioning body reps. I watched busloads of WBC and WBA officials arrive, older guys in blazers doing not much, really. Just showing face, and all I could think was, who's paying for this? The answer, of course, is boxing. The fighters, the fans, the promoters. We've all been footing the bill for these governing body parades for years. At some point, someone was going to call it out for what it is. Unsustainable. Now let's talk about fighter pay. In the short term, nothing drastic will change. Big names will still command big paychecks. If you want Canelo or Crawford on your card, you're paying top dollar. But over time, as the new league builds a roster and a brand, the UFC model will likely creep in: structured pay, promotional control, and exclusive contracts. The next generation of fighters might have to choose: sign with the league or risk irrelevance on the outside. The days of freelancing across promotions might be numbered. Broadcasting is another wild card. Right now, it looks like UFC is close to renewing with ESPN. Top Rank might be out, leaving a slot wide open. That could easily go to this new boxing league. And don't forget, Saudi Arabia already holds a stake in DAZN, and Netflix has also been testing the waters with live sports. We could see some very interesting shifts in who controls the boxing media landscape. Then there's the question of rules and format. Will they tighten the weight classes like the UFC? Will we get bonuses for knockouts or finishes? Will the judging criteria evolve? If they want to make boxing more accessible and exciting to the casual fan, those changes might not be far off. To me, this all looks like a net positive. Yes, there will be growing pains, and yes, we might trade in some of boxing's quirks for the UFC's control-heavy model. But the problems we have now, politics, ducking, fragmented belts, those need fixing. Badly. This could be the first real shot at a cleaner, more competitive version of the sport we love. Rumor has it, the first mega fight under this new league might be Canelo versus Crawford. If that's true, they're coming out swinging. And you already know I'll be covering every update as it drops. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think this new league will be good for boxing? Or are we trading one set of problems for another? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This is Knock On. I'm Claire, and I'll catch you in the next one.